what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Thoughts to Think About. I'm Efrain.
I'm Liz.
And I'm Reid.
We've got some thoughts for you to think about. Welcome back to the show,
Reid,
everyone.
you good?
Yeah, that was like my my HR work video voice.
And I'm Reid.
Welcome back to
That's
Thoughts
not
to
how it
Think
sounded
About.
like.
I'm Reid.
What?
That's not what I sounded like.
If you're watching this video, you've been hired by the greatest company of all time. Thoughts to Think About. You're going to be our new editor.
Have you ever tasted a rainbow?
Gross. What is that?
I have zero context for that.
The Skittles? I know about Skittles.
No, it's God. It's whenever
Leprechauns.
Saber bought Dunder Mifflin.
Oh, right.
It's like at
right,
Saber,
right.
you have now.
You have now. Nice. I totally
Christian
forgot about that.
Slater.
Is Christian Slater back there?
Yeah,
That's so funny. I forgot about that completely.
come on.
I honestly, we're all office people here, but like once Michael leaves, I kind of zone out, you know.
But
And
Michael
I
was
know he's there for
there.
Saber times, but it's just the vibe changes, and I'm like,
I think you're wrong.
it's fine. It's all good.
it's okay.
It's fine. It's still funny, but it's just not the same. It's not the same.
I don't
and I know
believe
people
you.
will agree with me. Comment, let me know. Do you agree with me? I know you do. So I'm gonna cut in on Liz's face for that for sure.
Do y'all want to know something that scares me?
Oh, yeah. It is the month of spooky times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I listen intently.
Okay. Did you know that there is
sorry.
a city being built currently? They broke ground in 2019 and then pandemic delayed. But there's a city in Saudi Arabia called The Line. It's actually a city called Neom.
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 Neo is
that's
going to live
very
there.
offensive.
Mr. Keanu.
Let's not get too offensive here.
Okay. So you've legitimately never heard of this like smart city called The Line?
I think.
I've heard of Smart House,
Oh,
It's a
good.
great movie.
Good movie. Yep.
but I've not heard of Smart City.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Just the whole
Bigger.
city.
Yeah.
Just
But
get
it's-
1,000 homes, 1,000 smart homes.
The sequel,
Homes.
Smart City. Yeah. So go ahead. I think I've heard of it, but
Okay. So it is the future of urban living. This is directly from their website. None of this of what I'm going to say is it's whatever is already out on the internet. I feel like because of where it's located.
you just got to throw that
Be
out
careful.
there.
Yeah. This is their description. It's a cognitive city stretching across 170 kilometers from the epic mountains of Neom across the inspirational desert valleys to the beautiful Red Sea, a mirrored architectural masterpiece. So the line, the outside is literally like mirrors, like it's reflective.
Oh.
So it's a building, essentially.
It is 500 meters above sea level, but a land-saving 200 meters wide. Okay. So
Oh, I think I have heard about this.
the
place.
line redefines the concept of urban development and what cities of the future will look like. Not could look like. This could be the future.
This will be the future.
It is
Under your new overlords.
a civilizational revolution is unparalleled livability and can be explored at the Line exhibition in Riyadh. So no roads, no cars, 100% renewable energy.
So there's no roads in the city?
No. So basically,
So it's like walkable? It's a walkable city?
yes, but everything is built within
Different.
15 minutes from like the convenience. So where you live, where you work, where you shop,
Where you play.
where medical treatment, literally that I would
important
say
for
would
me.
fall. It's next to a Pizza Hut, a Pizza Inn, whichever. we'll put in that request when Houston
Thank you.
gets made over.
What about the gym?
Yeah, no, like literally everything is a 15-minute walk. And so
What about
Golf course.
Domino's? Can I
everything.
have choices?
Everything.
No way they could fit a golf course in there.
I mean, probably not a golf course.
Maybe it's virtual It's probably virtual
It
golf
is
course.
probably you're so right. It's probably virtual.
Nailed it.
So basically, like, right, it is a long line. It's a long reflective line.
So 200 meters. How long is it again? Sorry, did you say that?
500 meters.
More meters?
I believe so. So it's a giant rectangle. It's a line, and it
On the ground, or is it elevated? Like is
on the ground. It's
Well,
not
it's 500
floating.
meters above sea level, right?
Right.
So just like on the ground though.
Like it. Yeah. Y'all are
Okay.
confusing
In the
me.
desert.
Sorry, in the desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Near the
of
mountains.
Saudi. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In the
So
Red Sea.
stop. So the inspirational Red Sea
With the Pizza Hut.
next to a dentist.
Come on, Liz, let's go. Tell
So-
us about the line.
So
Explain it already.
just go ahead and mansplain it to me. Everything I've already told you.
Actually, so the line is. Let me tell you.
Yeah, educate me.
If you're joining us now, have you ever tasted the rainbow?
Dang it.
So what happens in the line? So
Okay.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So like your job, literally everything is a 15 minutes. So it's like everything works in sections in the line. So you are living and assigned into this section. And
Assigned?
you work and you play and you live, like everything in this section. It's very like Hunger Games. It's very what is the other one? With the
Divergent.
Divergent. Yeah, it's very that. So interesting. So like the whole goal is because people are killing the earth, duh. And so to save the planet and revitalize, they instead of spreading out, they're making everything together and building up into this line.
Interesting.
And
Classic post-apocalyptic design flaw. I mean, never works out.
never build up.
Yeah.
Never works out.
Yeah.
Well, so what was interesting when I watched the video on it, like explaining the whole thing, is the amount of times that they said you can leave if you want to.
oh my gosh.
No, really. No, you can leave. I swear.
You can leave whenever you want.
Yo, really, you can leave. It's fine. We won't force you to stay. Because we won't have to.
Right. Right. So
You want to be here. You really want to be here. That's terrifying.
yeah, I was watching it at work and I just like I found myself
okay.
like so I mean, I was clocked out.
Legally. For legal reasons.
I was off the clock and in my office watching it, and I
You were
was
on lunch
like
break.
so sucked into the video, and it kind of like gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and I very much noticed like how many times because I heard of the concept of a smart city, and it didn't sound bad. It's all about like connecting, network, and fit. Like
Well, and like limiting global conscious, like,
Yeah.
or limiting like globally harmful things that are like,
Yeah.
bad pollutants and stuff like that. Trying
and
to
I'm not
cut
against
down
the
on those
earth.
things.
Like
It's crazy how
she needs help.
yeah.
I get it.
Well, the solution to helping the earth is always to industrialize more.
Right.
It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
we just have to automate more.
Yeah.
If we just automate
Yeah.
more, the earth will be better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like we need computer chips to make a whole computer city so that the world is better now.
Right.
And
computer chips are like one of the leading causes of
yeah, it's like there's so
deforestation and
much there's
pollution.
so much
things like
bad stuff
Yeah.
about computer chips. Which is
There's only
kinda
like
crazy.
1,000 in this room right now. So.
Yeah, right, and that's like I was literally just thinking about that
Nutty,
of like
yeah.
just the fact that we're doing all of this is so like
Right.
because of being able to do.
Well,
having
we don't care
computer
about the
chips and having- that's the difference between us and the smart
Says
city.
read only. We don't say that.
Reid's moving to Mars as soon as Elon Musk gets there. He's like, I'm on
Sign
the
me up,
ship.
chief.
Get me up there.
I told someone who worked at NASA not that long ago if they need a space pastor to give me a call.
Give
Can
you
we
a call.
rewind that sentence? One more time.
Yeah, I met someone who works for NASA, here in
Okay.
Houston, and I told him, if y'all are ever looking for like a space chaplain, space pastor, give me a call.
I got you.
My wife gave me the okay. She said,
Houston,
"That's
we
fine."
have a pastor.
That'll be my slogan when
I got you.
I'm a
I
lead
got
pastor.
you.
That'll be $1 million. Thank you. I will take it in cash.
right
Okay.
now.
ASAP.
Jeez. Yeah. No, that's so good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
So the idea of the line, like, an automated city, like a smart city, is kind of like spooky. But I am not worried because I think we're so far away from that. I saw a video not that long ago of a robot, a food delivery robot who got stuck in a marching band.
I love when that happens.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not worried.
Did it just join the march? It just joined the
It was
band?
just like moving back and forth, like not sure what to do.
I love the idea that it just like grabs a baton and just
It's like flipping the plates it has.
I have found my purpose. That's awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah, it'll be a while. It'll be a while.
Yeah.
See, to me, the idea of the smart city like makes sense on like Mars or something like that. That's like
right.
this is the Earth. Like you don't have to do that. You know, like we've been living here for a long time. There's got to be better
Start
ways
fresh.
around that. You
Start
know,
fresh.
yeah, just blow everything up. And then,
Oh my
whoa,
gosh.
too far,
Said
guys.
Efrain only.
Guys,
Oh,
let's not
God.
get too medical here about the podcast.
I don't know if that
Stop.
fits.
That wasn't quite there.
Well, do you want to hear something sad about the line?
Oh.
Outside
Oh,
of the
yes.
spooky?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay. So there's another thing I forgot. You can take a high speed rail from end to end. So sorry, I misspoke. It is
So
not
it's
a
not only walkable.
it is not a 15-minute walk, it's a 5-minute walk. So everything in your life is within a 5-minute walk.
Whoa.
Which is it can fit 9 million people.
Except sometimes you have to take a tram.
It's saying, in addition, you can also take a high-speed rail that will take you from end to end of the line
Got
in
it.
20 minutes.
So what if my friend is assigned willingly, of course, because he can leave whenever he wants, is
Whenever he wants.
assigned to another district?
District.
Am I allowed to go over there?
At the line, you are free to do whatever you want with the convenient infrastructure that we have built. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I do know that the people who are native to the area that the line has been starting, they broke ground on that area. So Neom is a new area, and it is a new urban area planned by the kingdom in Saudi.
Royalty. Got it.
Yes.
You can always trust royalty. They've always
Yeah.
got your best interest at heart. Always.
So the city plans include, so they're like building, this is a new city they're like, dreaming of. It's going to have multiple regions, including a floating industrial complex,
what?
global trade hub,
Floating on water or floating in the air?
floating solely by your hopes and dreams. And
all
the
that's left.
the linear city, the line. So the people who are native to that land were forcibly evacuated,
Oh,
Right.
They
They
did
said
not-
you can leave
And they
anytime
go,
you want.
You can leave.
like right now.
Specifically
Get
right
out.
Yikes! Wow.
Yeah. So there, the I'm gonna butcher the name of that tribe, and so I don't want to.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't want to
Yeah, that's fine.
offend
Yeah,
them.
It's fine.
We never mispronounce anything on this podcast.
Not once, especially not names of celebrities.
Not. What
That's
did
never
you say?
happened before.
That was
Let's go back
week.
to
We
last
hadn't-
episode.
Yeah, you go back and watch.
Sorry, Mr. Wayans. So they like the people of that tribe were saying that they're not opposed to the city, but they're opposed to being kicked out of their land and like
Right.
given no choice.
That makes sense.
I mean, the American
makes
government
sense.
has done it too. Eminent domain happens.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Happens.
but
not saying it's right, but it's
yeah.
not new.
No.
But there were people who were activists that were trying to help them, and fight on their behalf, but they were arrested for not evacuating.
of course.
But Neom in 2029 is going to host the Asian Winter Games,
How?
which is causing so much controversy
Right.
currently. Yeah.
How are they supposed to host all that in 200 meters wide?
Well, they also have like tourist
Areas?
resorts that
So,
they're
like-
going to build.
Wait,
So
when
there's
is-
the line.
Yeah,
and
when
then
is the
there's
line
like
officially
normal
open?
people.
They were hoping to open it 2025, but it looks like it's got pushed to like 2030 something.
Oh, sounds like a problem for the royal family.
Ooh.
Rip them.
Inflation. So like there's the line and then there's also
It's built in this new city.
so they're going to do the games in the city.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know.
The mirrors,
But it's not cold there.
all of the sunlight, so it's cold in the city.
Oh, did I tell you that it's a like perfectly temperature controlled city
Whoa.
all the time? Yeah.
Right, because that won't take any energy whatsoever.
Not at all.
It'll be good for the
Not
environment.
at all. Super
Yeah,
good for the environment.
That's what I mean.
They were like, "Hey, we're gonna build this thing, but don't worry, it's good for the environment. Just take our word for it, and you can leave whenever you want."
Whenever you want. That's crazy. So you're telling me they're committing like atrocities to people,
yeah.
you know, for these people. And then they're like, this is good for the world.
Right.
This is good.
How many times has that happened though throughout history?
I mean, happens like every day pretty much.
Do you want to know how much this project is going to cost?
Can
Probably
I
like-
guess?
Give me a guess, please.
I'm gonna go with $300 quadrillion.
It's going to be a
Wait,
smooth,
is that a real number?
Yeah, I don't know.
smooth $5. Just a crisp Lincoln.
$5 bill.
Just a
Just a
That's
Give me
that's
a
all
real
of the
guess.
Over, that's all. Of,
Okay,
no, that's his real
fine.
guess. That's the over the counter
double.
money. Everything else has been shady.
It's true. Yeah, that's a really good point. It's all just like shady stock moving and
You're
like
right,
it's all
right.
weirdness. But
a real number.
like $100 trillion.
Okay.
No,
What's
maybe
your-
not that many. Maybe okay, 100 trillion. I'll leave it there.
I was gonna say in the trillions, but I didn't think that was enough, so I went with quadrillions.
That's a lot of.
so I'm
aliens.
gonna pull back. I'm gonna say 500 billion.
It's literally 500 billion.
No way, dude.
Dang, I'm so good at this game.
Wow.
Second
Wow,
try.
yeah.
So good at knowing what the line costs.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
I'm
was
actually
spooky.
what do you call it when you're one of the first supporters of like a
You're a pioneer.
like a
I'm a founding member,
Yeah.
founders edition of the line.
but what is that thing called? What is that
Early
website
adopter.
called where you like support things to get like a
Yeah.
golly.
Kickstarter. You're on the
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter
Yeah, I'm like a starting member of a Kickstarter for the line.
for the
For
line.
the line.
I was like,
Gee.
I don't know, 500 billion, something like that. I don't know.
I got an email from a Saudi prince who was
Wait!
asking for some money.
What if all of
start.
those emails were real and you
Good thing
gave
I've been
money to the
contributing.
line? Wow.
Good for you, Reid.
Kickback's gonna be
So are
great.
you
You're gonna
gonna
get
live
to
there?
you're gonna get to choose
Yeah,
your
You gonna
area.
live in the line?
yeah.
Wow.
No,
What
I
a
would-
creepy
I would
thought.
not want to go live there.
It sounds so like it's utopian, but
Yeah.
it's not. It
Right.
sounds so opposite of that.
No early 2000 young adult movie about utopia ever ends well.
right,
Have we learned nothing?
right.
Yeah, it
Not
sounds
a
real
thing.
weird.
I do think it's funny, like, right. So then the conspiracy is, well, then every city that's a smart city, this is like your future, right?
Okay.
Houston is definitely a smart city. Like the major cities.
We're
in
the
America-
smartest city for sure. Definitely the smartest
Yeah.
city.
We're smarter than Dallas.
Got him.
So I just think that this concept of the line is just not going to work in the South. Like, can you just imagine like someone going to like the sticks of Texas and saying, "Hey, you need to move here. Tell me where I'm supposed to live." Like,
Yeah,
it's just
not a
it's not
chance.
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
We're seizing your land to create this hyper livable city.
Yeah.
Like I don't think so.
I just don't think it's going to work here.
It's crazy. And just the idea of being, I mean, honestly, thinking about super urban areas like New York City freaks me out now, like already, because just the idea of being so locked in with so many people is just, it confounds me. Like it blows my mind that
Isn't-
people can live that way. It just seems crazy. I know people do it and that's cool, but like, it's very already kind of like it makes me feel claustrophobic just thinking about it.
Isn't Manhattan, the island, like sinking because of like how many?
There's too many people on
It's
it.
like too compact.
I don't know.
Did I make that up?
I don't know about
Can you
that
look it
one.
up on your like beep boop boop?
On your beep boop boop.
Yeah, Manhattan sinking.
Is it sinking?
Sinking.
Forbes in June of this year
Reliable.
asked the question: Wait, that is a huge advertisement. I can't see anything else.
X out of it.
You don't have ad blocker installed?
No backseat driving, please.
Last time you did something on your computer, you hovered over something that was a little inappropriate. It was a cartoon.
Everybody go back and watch the last week's episode.
You're
a lot of
missing
last
out.
week's episode references.
I believe it is. Yes.
Interesting.
Smart.
Do you
But that's
believe
also
it, or
kinda
did you
sad.
just read it?
Well, the title of the article is "New York City is sinking under the weight of its own buildings."
Well, it wasn't a question.
But y'all ever read an article that like states a fact in the headline, and then it goes, "Well, actually, in the article."
Clickbait gets me all
Gets you.
the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't get me with like the YouTube videos. It's like, if we titled this one like Liz slaps Efrain in the face,
just do something like that.
Yeah, like I'm not watching that, but articles get me every time. They get me every single time.
Well, because it looks like it's more professional. As long as it doesn't say BuzzFeed underneath it.
Yeah, honestly.
I like, oh, okay, I believe it.
Honestly. And I think BuzzFeed went bankrupt,
Oh,
or they no longer exist.
my bad, BuzzFeed.
One of those.
Didn't mean to kick you while you're down. But it's probably fine, right?
It's probably fine. No, but I get you. Like I enjoy. I don't enjoy when TikTok. There's like people that show like their apartments in New York, the tiny spaces.
It's tiny.
That they live in. I don't enjoy watching that. I enjoy seeing how other people live.
Right,
I think that's why I also
right.
enjoy podcasts, because people just like talk about their life.
Mm-hmm.
But when they show like their teeny tiny little apartments, and like we all know a friend that moved to New York, and she was telling me like, yeah, I got an apartment with my own bathroom. It's like, girl,
Excuse me?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
why was that not a given?
What? Yeah, that whole thought is just wild. I watched a video. I think it was in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bitty apartment on like the tiniest sliver
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
land.
I've seen that.
At the smallest point, it was like no wider than a person. Like the whole building.
What?
And so it kind of is a triangle, like a very skinny pizza slice.
Yeah.
And so it has a little bit more space, like further away. But at the tiniest point, it's tiny.
And that's someone's apartment.
That's where the bathroom is.
Oh,
So like the
no.
toilet, you sit up against that like tiny point of the wall, and that's the toilet. And it's a tiny little room. The stairs in there are like, you have to like shimmy back and forth, like
What if
to get
someone's
through
going
the stairs.
up when you're going down?
Exactly.
How does that work?
And there's multiple apartments in there.
Hey, I'm coming up.
It's crazy. And so it was insane. And that's how people live. And like, more power to you. That's cool. But I need some space. I need to stretch out a little bit, like I can't. And as a Texan, and maybe this is an American thing also, but especially as a Texan, I think just the idea of owning land and having space, I feel like is kind of like a high value thing for us. And I know, we are in Houston, so we live in the city. So it's not like we've got land. I don't have any land, but I would love to. You know what I mean? Like I want that versus like, I just want, this little square.
A little
Yeah.
sliver of walls.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
like-
I mean, even though we do live in Houston, which is the fourth largest city, almost the third largest city in America, like Houston is still very widespread and it's so big.
Well, right. Like it's the greater Houston area is enormous because it spreads out, and like the city just feels like it never ends because it's
Right.
always just spreading out in space. And so I think that's the idea. Yeah. That instead of grouping up together in one city, it's like, no, we'll take up a bunch of space. Now I have seen different people talk about this on like TikTok and stuff who have issues with that because it's not, in that
It's
same
not
vein.
walkable.
Well, it's not walkable. It's not efficient, right? So there's more cars and all this stuff. And so that's kind of where that conversation comes from is like, well,
There's
it's not
definitely
efficient. It's
downside.
not good for the environment because it takes XYZ to, travel and that sort of thing. And so it's just kind of is a different way of life. You know what I mean? Like, because these are people who talk about Houston or places like Houston that are away from Houston. Usually, they're like, oh, yeah, Houston is terribly, set up for these reasons. But for us, it's like, well, this is important to me. Like I want the space and people here want to have space,
Yeah.
Right.
I think
versus being very close together.
I think it's figuring out what you value more. Like, do you value more space or do you value more convenience? And I mean, there's definitely areas where, what do they call them? Like, food blackout or like barren, or there's something where there's like very minimal grocery stores available for like certain areas.
Yeah.
So like if you look and see how to make those things better and how to fix the daggone roads, like I think, whatever. I think having more food desert.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Way to go.
I was excited and I almost hit you. I'm so sorry. Reid was slapped by Liz. Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. Exactly. I just went back to grammar school where it's like you're not supposed to talk in the passive, right? Reid was slapped by Liz. Liz slapped Reid. Active.
Reid was slapped by.
He's definitely gonna get slapped now.
Reid was definitely slapped by Liz.
Okay. I did a lot of research.
In 10 seconds.
I was reading Forbes. So they did a lot of math.
Manhattan,
and science about Manhattan and about New York City in general. But so it said they found that the average subsidence rate across the city is 1 to 2 millimeters per year, which that means that a variety of different things are happening and working together to make the city sink 1 to 2 millimeters per year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in areas such as Queens or Brooklyn, it's up to 4.5 millimeters a year.
Really?
But the sea levels are also rising, they say.
Oh.
And in the past 30 years, it's been an average of 3.28 millimeters per year. So you add those together and they're like, the levels are like starting, they're like approaching each other, right?
Interesting.
It's rising because the polar bears are melting.
Bears. The Coca-Cola bears are,
the ice.
Anyway. Having too many parties. It's getting hot.
Yeah. So yes, you're right. It is. They're partying hard. Dance party.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it is sinking,
indeed,
to a degree, to some degree.
But apparently, it's like a lot of coastal cities in general.
Really interesting. So they're all just going to fall off into the ocean. A few new Atlantises.
Atlanta, yeah.
So they're getting the Atlantis treatment soon.
Yes.
What would you prefer? Before we go, which would you prefer?
Let's lighten the mood.
Let's lighten the mood a little bit. If you had to live in a smart city underwater, if you had to live in an underwater city, so you're like in a dome,
BioShock
style or whatever, in a dome under the water, floor of the ocean, say, or in space station or on Mars or something like that, something where it's like you're removed from like normal life, which would you prefer?
That's so hard.
Wow. I think space.
Okay, why?
I don't know. I think we've talked about this before on the podcast. I've got like a minor case of thalassophobia.
Oh, right. Yes, which is fear of
the ocean, right? Or like large bodies of water. Thinking about like, because you can't, like, if the city ruptures underwater, you're dead, right? If the city ruptures in space, you're dead.
You're dead.
Right. So it's like, that's a moot point in this conversation for me. But there's like monsters in the ocean for sure.
How do you know there's not monsters in space?
In the space.
We have a lot more evidence of monsters in the ocean than we do in the space.
That doesn't mean that
I don't know, man.
That there's not monsters. If 2023 has taught us anything, that there are things out there.
Right. But also I'm saying this so that any NASA execs that are out there hear this, they're like, oh, he wants to go to space.
You got to contact now.
Space Pastor.
So hook me up.
I feel like that's such a great Amazon Prime movie.
Space Pastor.
Space Pastor.
It's the Velocipaster sequel.
It's straight to Amazon Prime. Though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, no, that's why I said.
Absolutely.
I specifically said Amazon Prime.
What is the plot though of this? Am I
Space Pastor?
I'm a pastor trying to evangelize aliens.
I think so. I think that's it. Just flat out.
Yeah,
it's pretty basic premise.
But then they reject the Lord, so I go on crusade.
Oh,
I say because I am the space pastor. Obviously, I'm starring in this movie. So
as yourself,
Reid was crusading.
Reid is space pastor.
Well, and then I think the captain tries to like take over, and his like his motives are whack,
Nefarious,
and so
yeah.
you gotta
There's
fix all
twists
that
and
as well.
turns in this movie.
Yeah.
Drama, romance,
shenanigans.
So I have
Shenanigans.
to choose. I have the classic trolley problem of: do I kill the captain to save the aliens?
Oh my god! Wow.
Or do I allow the captain to kill the aliens, but I don't take my own life? I don't intervene. I mean, I don't take a life. I don't intervene.
Why do you have to kill somebody?
This
Why is this? Why is it? Why
No
is
one
this
wants to
dark?
watch a movie where there's no one
Where
dying.
nobody dies.
You have
this
to die
got
in
dark.
movies.
We're supposed to keep it light.
Yeah, Liz.
I thought
What
that
was
was
your?
like-
What about your choice?
I would choose underwater.
But
so
why?
I went through both. Like, well, if something ruptures, I'm dead. Either way.
Mm-hmm.
So which one would I go down, like enjoying the view the most? And I
Okay.
think it'd be underwater.
No,
I think
crazy.
Shark teeth,
I
squid teeth.
What?
I
Why
feel like
teeth?
Thing. They have beaks or something, right? I don't know. Squids, don't they?
I think so, but I don't understand why it's got to be teeth. She's talking about it rupturing, right?
No, but
Yeah.
like if she dies,
she's
someone's
just
eating
finding
her.
some teeth. Oh
No, someone's eating her.
If it ruptures, she's dead immediately.
I think it'll be like I don't know, this is too soon. I think it'll be like the Titan. I think it's just gonna
no, it absolutely would be
implode.
like that.
exactly like
Yeah,
that.
so
It would just be like,
instantaneously.
smack.
It would
Yeah.
be instantaneous. Yeah.
So I mean, I think the view would be a lot cooler. There would be things.
Time slows down.
It
Yeah.
would just be dark. It's
Yeah.
so dark down
You'd
there.
illuminate it.
Yeah, what if there's lights?
Space is also dark.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but you
Reid.
can see stars. You can see planets.
You can't
right?
see stars.
Have you
You
been
can
to
see
space?
stars. You can look up into the sky
Oh
from
my
here, and you can see
gosh.
stars.
But
if you go to space,
Me and Mosi
but if you
saw
go to-
all the
But if
time.
you go to space, if you go to Mars, like we're saying, we're on Mars. Mars has no atmosphere,
Yes.
so you'll be able to see so much more. The atmosphere blocks so much
Yeah,
of
I
space
guess
for
that's
us.
true.
This is all in theory. You
No, it's
never,
not theory. This is reality.
Oh
this is
my
real.
gosh.
I don't think. But what did the astronauts see? They don't see like?
They see stars.
I don't think so.
They
I think they
do.
just see the blackness of space and then like the sun.
I don't think so.
I don't know, dude.
But stars are
No.
just so far apart from each other. It's not like it's like glittered everywhere.
Glittered. How far away do you think you are on
Wow.
in space? Like if we're on Earth, we can see space.
You don't say.
So yeah, you go anywhere else, you can see
No.
space. You can still see space,
Dude.
You go into
No.
water, you see dark water.
but
And then there's
Dark
lights.
water.
Do you think we now have the technology
How
to
far-
illuminate
Yeah,
what's around
absolutely.
us?
How
We're
far do you think
living
the
in a
light can
bubble,
see?
Doug.
it's literally a bubble, Doug.
Underwater.
You're gonna,
we
you're
can
gonna see
illuminate what's
darkness
happening.
out. It's like
No.
It's like living underwater. It would be like if you lived out in a field at night and you just like shined a light and you're like, look how I can see
I
darkness
can
over
see
there.
darkness over
I
there.
can see some
Can-
darkness over there too.
Can I
Dude,
not
I
live
think-
underwater? Why are you
think-
hating on my life
think
choices?
I think your choices are bad. I think that's it. I think
I
you're
was
bad.
gonna say.
choices are bad.
Well, here's the
you
deal.
space
I'm the space pastor.
I am the space pastor. He's gonna kill you. He's the violent pastor.
God.
I'm gonna choose water because you're still on
bringing
Earth.
the aliens down there, and we're gonna conquer the ocean city.
So you're converting them and then
Why are you-
crusading
Yes,
You're already
exactly.
calling it to war?
immediately.
No, space is
right.
aggressive. We're going underwater.
Holy war, holy
They
war.
can't handle it. He's
No.
scared of the ocean. He won't.
he
can't
won't even
handle
come
it.
close to us.
I'll be
Space is
commanding
just-
from a spaceship. I'll send them down.
No,
Space is just sci-fi ocean. Everybody knows that.
literally.
It's the same thing. I'm choosing water because that means
'Cause
that
you're
you're
lame.
still on the Earth. You're still on the planet, and
You're
if there's
grounded.
alien creatures down there, oh well. That's my choice. Thanks for joining us today, everybody. We appreciate you listening. If you liked this episode, give it a like. Go ahead and leave us a comment wherever you comment. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. If you're listening on any of those places,
Yeah.
we appreciate all of those things.
Wherever you comment, you're just like in a conversation. Oh, by the way, thoughts to think about. I thought this is what.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to leave a comment real quick.
just
I was gonna say our
What are
podcast
you
is
doing?
like on all platforms, but let's be honest, you only listen to Apple or Spotify.
It's Apple or Spotify.
Or
So let
YouTube.
us know. Which one do you listen to?
check us out on X.
On X? I don't think we are.
We're not on
X.
X.
No,
I don't think we
we're
are.
not
Yeah.
doing that.
We're also not on Twitter because it's dead. Any last thoughts, everyone? Final thoughts?
Water is better than space, and we're gonna roll the drums because Reid can't argue with that.
Space pastor. That's all I gotta say.
God.